Thank you for joining us again for Let the Bible Speak. There is an interesting phenomenon that seems to show up in the scriptures where people get to the place where life is apparently just too heavy. And their answer is, just let me die then. We see this in the book of Jonah, the fourth chapter, verse 9, Jonah 4:9. Jonah's upset about a plant that died. And God says to Jonah, is it right for you to be angry about the plant? And he says, it is right for me to be angry, even to death. You know, just let me die. And then also, we read of Elijah. Jezebel is going to try to find him to kill him. And so he's on the run for his life. In 1 Kings, the 19th chapter, verse 4, 1 Kings 19, verse 4, the Bible says, but he, that's Elijah himself, went a day journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he prayed that he might die. And said, it is enough now, Lord, take my life, for I am no better than my fathers. And so you have two examples here, and there's multiple examples of people getting to the place where whatever is happening in their life has moved them to the place of wanting to die. And in every example, we find where God sort of comes in and he answers, the situation. He tries to help them put life into perspective, to help them see things in a very real way. And sometimes what he does is simply provides them with the help that they need. Far too often, people are contemplating death without considering God, a merciful God, a loving God, and going to him first to see if he can deliver them out of their circumstances. And so I encourage you to don't think of death as the answer, but think of God as the answer. In Numbers, the 11th chapter, verses 10 through 16, Numbers chapter 11, verses 10 through 16, we read about Moses. Moses is a godly man. Moses is a servant of the Most High God, but even he finds a heavy weight that's been placed upon him, and he gets to the place where, well, just let me die then becomes a thing. The Bible says, then Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families. Moses is leading the children of Israel, so he's hearing them once again complain. And the Bible says, and the anger of the Lord was greatly aroused. Moses also was displeased, verse 12. Verse 11, so Moses said to the Lord, why have you afflicted your servant? Talking about himself. Why am I going through this? And why have I not found favor in your sight? And that you have laid the burden of all these people on me. Did I conceive these people? Did I beget them? That you should say to me, carry them in your bosom, as a guardian carries a nursing child, to the land which you swore to their fathers. Where am I to get meat to give to all these people? So what becomes clear is why they're complaining is they want meat. God had given them manna or bread, but they were not satisfied. And now they want meat. And Moses has taken this weight upon himself. I have to provide for them. It may be that some of you listening may be in a situation where you're struggling to provide for your family. And that can put a significant amount of stress on you. Maybe people are complaining. They're upset. They're not satisfied. And everyone's looking to you to deliver. Moses says, for they weep all over me, saying, give us meat that we may eat. He says, I'm not able to bear all these people alone because the burden is too heavy for me. He says to God, verse 15, if you treat me like this, please kill me here and now. I just can't carry this burden. If I found favor in your sight, do not let me see my wretchedness, what he was becoming. And he knew it was going to get worse. I'm better off dead, is what he's concluded. God doesn't chastise him here. He doesn't beat him up because the weight of the world is on his shoulder. But instead, what God does is he provides him a way out. And that's what God does. You don't have to, a person doesn't have to take death as the way out. God provides a way out. In chapter 11 of Numbers, verses 16 and 17, the Bible says, so the Lord said to Moses, gather me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and officers over them. Bring them to the tabernacle meeting, that they may stand there with you. God's going to appoint some additional men to work with him, to take, the load on. Verse 17, God says, then I will come down and talk with you there. I will take of the spirit that is upon you, and I will put the same upon them, that they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you may not bear it yourself alone. That's the God of heaven. That when his people are in a place of distress and they're overburdened, he doesn't just leave them in that state, but he provides a way out. But they have to be looking for it. They have to make their appeal to God. God is always the answer. Death, just let me die. That is never, never the answer. I hope this has been helpful to you, or to someone that you might know that's going through a difficult time. Maybe you'll share these passages with them. Join us again tomorrow. If you have questions that you desire answers to, you can text us at that number or call us at that number, 843-553-5157. That's 843-553-5157. And we'll do our best simply to let the Bible speak. Thanks.